So in the last video, we took all the bits off, and now it's time to look a little bit lower. Squirrel! My first goal was to remove the old shocks.
Now, for those of you watching this going, this guy has never done this before. Correct. Now, one of my biggest worries is that this suddenly uncompresses and punches a big old hole in something.
And then we'll do the other one.
Oh, that one came off no problem.
Okay.
This is why I don't buy quality knives. There we are. And we're clear.
Everything else kind of snowballed from there as I realized that in the long run, a full breakdown would make rust and paint easier to deal with. Make smaller pieces and chew them up individually. That's how you eat an elephant, right? A couple blasts of brake cleaner to dislodge whatever had been clinging to the bottom there for the last 60 years. And to make way for some WD to see if it can make the job a little bit easier. Surprisingly, in this case, it did. I really didn't want to make yet another run to whatever car parts place was less out of the way on my way home this time.
Yeah, those are some mighty gold threads right there. That one was no problem. No movement at all.
As each piece came off, I thought, okay, that has to have been the hardest bolt to remove. Until the next one came along. At least I could go get lunch while the penetrating oil did its work. Okay, get the torch.
Nothing.
I think we need a bigger boat, drill, or impact gun.
There we go. Just need something with a little more zip. No problem.
I got it done. Let the GoPro guide.
I'm under the impression that these guys, which seem to move differently from each other, I think this one's broken. This one seems more okay, although this is a lubrication point, so I feel like this should be moving as well. One giant step done.
Now that I got the axle assembly off the tub, it was time to turn this into this. The goal was to get the pieces to a place where I could easily remove the years of dirt and sun-blasted paint layers and get some overdue maintenance out of the way. Maybe seeing where these parts interface could give me an idea of what the original color really was. bolts here were just as easy as before. That is to say, more oiling, more weighting. And quite a bit more hitting with hammers.
Next,
I had aspirations of not removing everything and completely breaking it down. That was not a good idea. I should have planned from the beginning just to take everything apart. Those leaf springs, for example, flopping around did me very few favors in the next step. But eventually I got it all removed. Speaking of those next steps, the next step was for me to turn this into this. You see, according to the manual, these parts are supposed to be serviced at least once a year, or any time the axle is fully submerged, and definitely after long periods of sitting, preferably before dragging them halfway across the state of California. I'm sure it's fine. At this point, I'm only disassembling. Partially because I don't know what might need replacing in there, and partially because I'm going to scrape the paint off and redo it. At least, that's the plan.
and whoever put this on didn't have a hammer or torque, so they just used a screwdriver. Nice. There we go. Yeah, the locking clip. Messy. Yeah, this is hardly moving. There we go. No ideal, but not terrible. Oops. What's your deal? It doesn't really fit on this one. Wow. This one's really been riffed on. I'm glad I got extras. This one might need some persuading. There we go. Pound you out with the persuading disc. Oh, what are you? No way. That is grease. I was like, who put an extra gasket in there? No one did. That is grease. Holy cow. That's gotta be the wrong kind of grease, right? I guess it could just be baked, but...
Since I'm already here, and covered in grease, I might as well pull these brakes apart as well. I've only ever really messed with caliper brakes up to this point, and then only on bikes, never drum brakes. I'm not too concerned with replacing them or validating their wear, as they're only in place when the trailer's parked. They just kind of keep it from moving. While I do plan on making use of them for that parking feature, and to assist in quote-unquote locking the trailer, also I want to just make sure that I remove any paint and rust from these. For now, after some time in a degreaser, it's all going in the evaporust. Everybody into the pool. I wish I had giant vats of the stuff, but I really hoped to be done with rust before the time and cost of that would have made sense. Let's get this stuff organized to, keep it from being stolen by the left sock goblins. I grabbed a bunch of plastic bags from the dollar store for the small parts and tried to label everything driver and passenger. My P looking like a D won't get in the way, I'm sure. Next steps are going to be focusing on getting that tub ready to paint. Hope to see you all in that video. Thanks for watching.